so bad, but he just came untouched, and Flacco seen his life flash before his eyes on that play for sure, man. All right, let's go to the box score, gents. Let's hit it here. So let's start with Jordan Love, 19 of 26, 259 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked once for a 3-yard loss. Joe Flacco was 29 of 45, 219 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked once for a loss of 6 yards. So, again, Flacco didn't destroy you, but he protected the football and kept his team in it, although the Packers did get the 27-18 victory there. I hate that interception for Jordan Love, man. If it hadn't been for that, you're looking at that stat line going pretty darn good. But they did push the ball down the field when they needed to. It was less of a dink and dunk game for sure. Get your all's take on Jordan Love's performance and the stats there, and then we'll move on to the running game.
Jacob, you can confirm that. So Jordan hit the over on yards, right? Passing yards.
I was going to say he hit the over on passing yards. He hit the over on the rushing yards. Like Clayton said, if he just pulls up and throws that ball out of bounds, then everybody's talking about this as being an absolutely smart type of game. He's going to make a few mistakes here and there. That's only the second interception he's thrown thus far in the season. That's still pretty darn good. Yeah, 259, 1 touchdown, only took 1 sack, which again was kind of frustrating, but the way that he moved through the pocket, the way that he used his legs, the way that he didn't panic in certain situations. I don't know if you guys remember that dump off that he did when he scrambled, looked like he was going to go past the line of scrimmage, decided to kind of like backstep and then find Josh Jacobs, who then turned it up the field for like a 21-yard run. Mm-hmm. And it was just a thing of beauty, man. And it was him just understanding like, nope, not the time to run. We can give this off to Jacobs, who I believe maybe gets the MVP game ball of this game.
Yeah, Nick McSwain points out here, too, 73% completion percentage for Love, by the way. So, Tim, he improves from 69% to, I imagine he's in the 70% mark now.
That's where you want to be. Yeah, we're all dwelling on the pick, but, hey, they happen. You're going to have a handful of them in a season. Doesn't mean you're not playing really good football, And to Jacob's point, too, it's cool to see Jordan not hesitate to be creative, right? Even in a scramble move, you're extending the play. You can beat him with your feet, but you've got Josh Jacobs open in the flat, man. It's hard not to want to get your playmakers the ball, and it's just cool to see Jordan really playing well-rounded. I think as a quarterback would be the best way to describe it.
Absolutely, I'm super happy with J Love, man. 250 yards, we'll take that. He was super accurate. You had one tip and then, a couple smart throwaways, use your legs. You really can't be mad at that. Again, it's crazy though, how we don't even, we're not even pushing it over 30 passes a game. Really, he's not having to just throw us to win a game. So we need him to be a win because quarterback. Right. So I think he's heading there in, every step.
Coach Lynn says Love was solid. Other than that pick, he bounced back the rest of the game. And that throw where he sat in the pocket, rolled left, and he hit Matthew Golden with pressure in his face on that perfect throw on the sideline. Yeah. Love it. So Josh Jacobs, 18 carries for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns running on the ground there. Had a long of 16. Jordan Love had 7 carries for 26 yards. Matthew Golden, 2 carries for 16 yards. I think one of them was that swing pass on the orbit motion. So it's technically a run, although it was a pass, if that makes sense. Emmanuel Wilson only 3 for 11, but Josh Jacobs, man, showed up big time. This is the game you needed to get Jacobs back on track. 18 carries, 93 yards. What y'all think of the running game? We'll start with you this time, Tim.
How about get busy Bo Melton getting the snap on offense? Yeah. Hey. Travis Hunter's not the only guy playing both sides of the ball, baby.
Travis Hunter, who?
Yeah, let's go, Bo.
I seen his soul leave his body when he got hit on the sideline. I was so worried. Hey, kudos to him getting right back up.
Yeah, he popped right back up. Bo's a tough one for sure.
Just could make his stomach hurt.
Yeah. But not to overshadow the performance from Josh Jacobs. Really, really thought he was going to crack that century mark, that 100-yard mark today. Came a little close. That's cool though. 2 tutters, we love it. And it's no coincidence that when Josh has good games, this team plays well, right? So I'm all for it.
Yeah, super happy that we were over 150 in rushing. I think that's a great step for the O-line. I think that'll help them a lot.
Yeah, Godsmack with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. He says, yeah, I agree. I've had my problems with Bisaccia over the years with all the special teams mishaps, plus sticking with the Amari Rogers disaster. Credit where it's due. He coached a hell of a game today with the new kickers. So, Godsmack.
How about that? Well, I'll be
keeping it real. Keeping it buck. I like that.
I'm telling you. Thank you for that super chat.
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
And beyond the kicking game too, right? Coverage looked pretty good on kicks and punts. We had a couple nice returns. Blocking was good. I don't think we had one penalty in special teams. I think that was one of the 5.
Hopper got a little excited, right?
Yeah, Tyron Hopper just a little excited.
He was just trying to tell him that he goes to the weight room. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Nixon returning that low kick. That was good.
He wanted to break that. He wanted his 6 points right there.
Absolutely.
And somebody who
beautiful.
I think it was Kobe Wooden that was trying to block downfield, and he didn't like the angle that Nixon took, because you seen Kobe look at Nixon like, "What the hell do you?"
Yeah,
right? Like they wanted that so bad, man. So bad.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. All right. So the team statistics in the running game: 33 carries, 153 yards for 2 touchdowns. You jump over to Cincinnati side, 16 carries, only 55 yards. So the run defense showed up big time today. All right, moving on to receiving. Look who's leading the way, boys. Matthew Golden, 3 catches, 86 yards with a long of 35. Behind him, you got Josh Jacobs, 5 catches, 57 yards with a long of 29. Romeo Dobbs, 5 catches, 55 yards with a long of 21 yards. Tucker Kraft, 2 catches on only 2 targets, 43 yards, and the tutter, 24 is his long. And then Dontavion Wicks caught both of his targets, 2 for 15. Luke Musgrave caught 1 of his 2 targets for 7. Poor Emmanuel Wilson caught a pass but lost 4 yards. So Matthew Golden has emerged every single week. Emilio, every week, Golden's numbers get better. Do they not?
They do. And we were talking earlier this season, like, if he gets 400 in the first quarter or whatever, he didn't get that, right? But it wasn't the fact of not trying. I think Jordan's starting to believe in him a lot more. You know, he saw his hands, he sees his speed. It's really exciting. I mean, once you get Christian out there, it's going to be crazy. You saw Jaden Reed on the sideline. The offense is, I think, what we thought it could have been, in the spring, but it's cool to actually see it happen on the field. Matthew Golden with great hands, great speed, and just fun to watch.
Yeah, United Bates crunching the tough math here, Jacob. He says, if I calculated right, Love is now at 70% completion percentage on the year. He's 103 completions on only 147 attempts. And I think you're going to see more of this with Matthew Golden. What do you think, Jacob? How'd you feel about Matthew Golden's performance today, man?
I mean, he crushed it. Just a real quick to skip back. Josh Jacobs reached the over on his yards. Jordan Love on his rushing yards reached the over. Matthew Golden reached the over. Emmanuel Wilson was under, but that's fine. And then if you look at the receiving yards, Golden smashed his over. Jacobs smashed the over. Dobbs killed the over. Kraft was just a smidge below, and so was Wicks, but then Musgrave had the over. Like, I mean, it was kind of people are going to sit here and maybe complain that it wasn't a dominant win. I'd argue that it kind of was in certain aspects. Yeah. It just wasn't maybe the way that it felt good watching, and like that the announcers went, and kind of gushed all over us. But I think that we actually put together a pretty solid team win when you consider the fact that the special teams, for once, I think were probably the most perfect of the 3, followed by, I think, probably the defense and the offense did what they needed to do in certain situations, which it was a team win, and I'm not mad about it whatsoever.
Yeah, Coach Lynn says Golden reminds me of Chase when I was watching on both sides of the ball today. Coach, he's got the strongest hands of a receiver. I mean, Romeo's got strong hands. I'm to the point where I feel like Golden's hands are stronger than Romeo's, but Romeo has a little bit better body control at this point. Rome just can find that soft spot, and he ain't afraid to take a hit. Matthew Golden kind of feels like his contact balance is off a little bit. Like he I don't know, it's like he's looking for contact when he catches the ball sometimes. Like he's a little more aware of that, and rightfully so. He's a rookie, right? I'm sure Rome was the same way his rookie year, but those two really complement each other well, man. Romeo in the X, Golden in the Z. Yep. We might have Christian Watson next week or the week.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff. So
and the perfect opportunity for Scoot to work his way back in. Having dynamic receivers like this on the field with you, it's you can't pay attention to everyone. You can't double everyone. You can't send help to everyone. So an opportunity for Scoot to hopefully get his legs under him in the next couple of weeks.
Dave C makes a great point. He says it wasn't a 42-7 dominant win, but it was a game we led the entire time, most of it by 2 possessions. It's a great point. We led the entire game today.
Right.
Pretty cool.
And 42-7 is still a win. You don't get like an extra credit for boat racing someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, moving along to defense. Look who led the way here, boys. Edgerrin Cooper, 11 tackles, 4 of which were solo, 1 tackle for a loss. Right behind him, Quay Walker, although if I have to be a little negative, Quay gets beat on the touchdown, right, down the seam or what have you. He played it pretty well, like his hand was on the ball. It was just you could tell he was beating himself up a little bit because he was just a split second late on reaction.
I can't wait to watch that one on Chalk Talk, Clayton.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's got to make it. Because I only got one look. I haven't got to watch back yet, but I was wondering what our safeties were doing on that look.
But to me, it looked, and it's early, it looked like there was some kind of match concept. It's kind of like that whole red 2 approach. Once you get inside the red zone, a lot of that stuff becomes matchy if and then. And to me, it looked like he was matching the 2 or the 3, and the guy it was a hell of a throw. It was a tight end, right? Strong hand catch, and he was there. But he just got his head around at the last second, still got a hand on the ball, and just about knocked it out. So, to me, it looked like it was his responsibility. But I'm with you, Tim. Until we go watch the tape, we don't know for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I wonder how many do you consider explosive plays? Is it over 20 or 25 yards in the passing game / running game? Because I felt like that there was at least 10 plus for the Packers, maybe even more, where we're getting these big chunk plays where in the a few games past, it felt like that we just couldn't get the offense going. Do you think Chalk Talk may have a longer session?
Plays,
yeah.
Typically, the way I pick all the plays on Chalk Talk is on scoring drives, I try to show the explosive plays because you get an explosive play, you triple your chances of scoring on that specific drive. And like you said, passing plays of 20 yards or more consider explosive. Running plays of 10 yards or more consider explosive. There are some websites that just say a gain of 15 yards is an explosive, no matter if it's a run or a pass. So that's why I was always taught 10 and 20 are the numbers that number holds true in terms of tripling your chances of scoring on that particular drive. So moving along here, Evan Williams, 7 tackles, 1 for a loss. He looks so comfortable out there playing football, man. Like Xavier McKinney, 6 tackles. Keyshawn Nixon, 6 tackles, 1 for a loss. Listen, if you look at the stat line and the passer rating when targeted is going to be ugly for Keyshawn, he had great coverage today.
Yeah.
But he's just his ball awareness, getting the head back around. And here's the thing. I'm going to kind of defend him a little bit. When you're in man coverage, that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Your eyes are on your work. You're not playing the ball. I know people are like, hey, man, he needs to get his head around. I got you. I'm with you. I wish he would too. But when you're in man coverage, the top priority isn't get your head around. The top priority is play your man and play through their hands to the ball, right? Yeah. Is typically how it's taught. So less man coverage, I feel like, fixes that, but that's just me, man.
I would agree with that for sure. That's exactly what we talked about going into the game this week, Clayton. We talked about, man, we really didn't want to see one-on-one man coverage with Jamar Chase and no safety help, and that's exactly what we got on a tutter to Jamar Chase today.
Yeah, definitely. Javon Bullard, 6 tackles, 1 for a loss. Carrington Valentine, 3 tackles. Micah Parsons, only 3 tackles, guys. No sacks. No tackles for a loss either. Now, those 3 tackles I felt like were pretty impactful. They were great plays. Yep. I remember seeing him, breaking off a double team and making the tackle. Nate Hobbs had 2 tackles. Both were solo. Lucas Van Ness, 2 tackles, 1 sack with a tackle for a loss there as well. So, and I know Rashawn Gary only had 1 tackle on the day. I counted 2 pressures. We'll see what NFL Pro has him set out there though. So
Keyshawn, PFF had him at 10 targets, 6 receptions for 49 yards and a touchdown.
That's going to kill his passer rating.
Yeah, so that's the 105 is what they had it at. And then you were talking about Quay. Quay was 7 of 7 targets, 6 receptions for 51 yards. So he gave up the most yardage and a touchdown. So, I mean, those are your 2 that were over 100 on rating, and that's kind of where they made up their difference, really.
Do we have a PFF grade on Colby Wooden? I just see him on this list. Do you have
look that up, Emilio? Fam, I got to hit this troll real quick. Parsons is too focused on his podcast. You're an idiot. He stopped doing the podcast when he came to Green Bay, bub.
So, AFAM's too focused on the Chiefs. Hey, don't you have a Chiefs game to watch tonight? Hey, fam, go watch your Chiefs play. Stay out of the chat. Quit polluting the chat with your nonsense.
With your crusty mustache. Go ahead, Emilio. What were you going to say?
Mr. Colby Wooden, second highest defensive grade for the team, 72-8, 75 run defense, 71 tackling, 57 pass rush, 32 out of 65 snaps.
That's my dude. I had a feeling we'd get a game from Colby Wooden. He's really stepped up since Devontae Wyatt went down, man.
Mm-hmm. Love to see it, man. Now, let's show a little love here to special teams. Savion Williams, 3 returns for 96 yards. He looks comfortable, boys.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had Bo Melton, 1 return for 36 yards. He looked comfortable as well. Romeo Dobbs with the 2 punt returns, 2 for 14 yards. Obviously, it's all about just field the damn punt. Like, we don't have a punt returner. And
I'm glad that they put Matthew out there. He fair caught it. There was no one around him. They were probably like,
people were raking him over the coals on Twitter.
I was happy it was over with after that. It's one of those, dude, we cannot replace him. Let's move on.
Yeah. And then, of course, Havrasik, right? Did I got it right? Havras. I don't know where they find these damn guys. Why do they always sign people that I can't pronounce their names? It's unbelievable. Like, can't we get, a Bill Jones or a Bob Johnson or somebody? My gosh,
they're all working at Home Depot right now. They're not available.
Cue up the music. Havrasik, 2 for 2 on field goals with a long of 43, hit all 3 extra points as well. Daniel Whelan, only 2 punts for 91 yards, had a long of 56, and he perfectly pinned them inside the 10, right on that inside the 20 punt there. So just doing his job as he always does. So anything else on the box score you boys want to hit before we jump into going around the league and get some of these score updates?
Do you guys think it's weird that they don't try Savion at punt returner? I hate seeing Romeo taking the type of hits he's taken.
I think it is a little strange, Jacob. I do, man. I don't know why they chose to do that. I have no idea, but how do you guys feel about it? Would y'all rather see Savion try to take over punt return duties?
I would, but I wonder if it's a hands thing. I wonder if they just they have more trust in Rome fielding them at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Savion might be a little too lengthy or something for punt return if that's what they, that they could think. Because, you have a short Matthew Golden, you got a shorter Romeo Dobbs. I don't know.
Yeah.
J. Cole asked, what about Melton? Dude, Melton is a dog on Madden returning kicks. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, he is.
He's mean. Coach Lynn says, I want to see Bo get a shot at punt return. Amen. Because he seems to have pretty good hands. He does. Hell, he's a former receiver.
He's the guy anyway.
Yeah. Here was Carrington Valentine leaving the field just a few minutes ago.
Nation, no CV in the building, man. All we got to do is got the dub. Big dubs in the building. Big juice, man. Hey, go pack gold. Nation.
Get that big juice, man.
You hear what he said? All we had to do was get the dub.
Try.
He didn't say nothing about the final score.
Got that right, Tim. I'm glad he didn't, sir. All right, let's move it along here. Let's see. Let's go around the league. Does that sound good to you guys? Then we'll get the standings and get out of here. That good?
Good.
All right. We'll go rapid fire. I'm going to try to get AI to create us some music, so we can have a little background music when we go around the league like this.
Little
all right?
banjo,
just a little banjo. Emilio's been trying for so long to get me to have a banjo theme song for the Open.
Little banjo or like little plucking. I don't know. We could figure something out.
Yes.